Hi friends, this is Suma from softwaretestingmaterial.com. In this video, we are going to see Agile Testing Interview Questions. No matter whether you are preparing for manual or automation testing, you will be asked these Agile testing based questions in the interview by the interviewer. So let's get started. What is Agile testing? Agile testing is a software testing practice that follows the principles of an agile software development. It is an iterative software development methodology where requirements keep changing as per the customer needs. Testing is done in parallel to the development of an iterative model. Test team receives frequent code changes from the development team for testing an application. What is Agile Manifesto? Agile Manifesto defines 4 key points. Individuals and interactions over process and tools. Working software over comprehensive documentation. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Responding to change over following a plan. What are the principles of Agile software development? Here I mention only the principles of Agile software development. Earlier we have made a video on principles of Agile software in detail. Check that video for detailed explanation on each point. First principle. Highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of business valuable software. Second principle. Welcome changing requirements even late in development. Third principle. Deliver working software frequently. Fourth. Business people and developers must work together daily without transparency throughout the project. Fifth principle. Build projects around motivated individuals. Sixth principle. The best form of communication is to do face-to-face conversation. Seventh principle. Working software is the primary measure of progress. Eighth principle. Able to maintain a constant pace. Ninth principle. Continuous attention to technical excellence. 10th principle. Simplicity. The art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. 11th principle. Self-organizing teams. 12th principle. At regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. What are the main roles in Scrum? Scrum consists of 3 main roles. Product owner. Product owner usually represents the client and acts as a point of contact from client side. The one who prioritizes the list of product backlogs which a Scrum team should finish and release. Scrum Master. Scrum Master acts as a facilitator to the Scrum development team, clarifies the queries and organizes the team from distractions and teach the team how to use Scrum and also concentrates on return on investment. Responsible for managing the sprint. Scrum Development Team. It consists of developers and QAs who develop the product. Scrum Development Team decides the effort estimation to complete a product backlog item. Scrum Team is a cross-functional self-organizing group of dedicated people. Group of product owner, business analyst, developers and QAs. Recommended size of a Scrum team is 7 plus or minus 2. that is between 5 to 9 members in a team. What approach do you follow when requirements change continuously? In Agile methodology, change in requirement is possible. It's not like other traditional methodologies where the requirements are locked down at the requirement phase. Every team member should be ready to handle the change in the project. The team should work closely with the product owner to understand the scope of requirement change and to negotiate, to keep the requirement changes to a minimum or to adopt those changes in the next sprint. Based on the requirement changes, test team could update the test plan and test cases to achieve the deadlines. The team should understand the risk in the requirement change and prepare a contingency plan. It is a best practice not to go for the automation process until requirements are finalized. How is Agile testing different to other traditional software development models? It is one of the common Agile testing interview questions. In Agile methodology, testing is not a phase like other traditional models. It is an activity parallel to development in the Agile. The time slot for the testing is less in Agile compared to the traditional models. The testing team works on small features in Agile, whereas the test team works on a complete application after development in the traditional models. When do we use Agile Scrum methodology? When the client is not so clear on requirements. When the client expects quick releases. When the client doesn't give all the requirements at a time. What is a sprint? In Scrum, the project is divided into sprints. Each sprint has a specified timeline, 2 weeks to 1 month. This timeline will be agreed by a Scrum team during the sprint planning meeting. Here, user stories are split into different modules. The end result of every sprint should be a potentially shippable product. What are product backlog and sprint backlog? Product backlog. Product backlog is a repository where the list of product backlog items is stored and maintained by the product owner. The list of product backlog items are prioritized by the product owner as high and low and also could reprioritize the product backlog constantly. Sprint backlog. Group of user stories which Scrum development team agreed to do during the current sprint. It is a subset of product backlog. What is the difference between burn up and burn down chart? Burn down chart provides proof that the project is on track or not. Both burn up and burn down charts are graphs used to track the progress of a project. Burn up chart represents how much work has been completed in a project, whereas burn down chart represents the remaining work left in a project. What are the types of burn down charts? There are 4 popularly used burn down charts in Agile. Product burn down chart, sprint burn down chart, release burn down chart, defect burn down chart. What is product burn down chart? A graph which shows how many product backlog items implemented or not implemented. What is sprint burn down chart? A graph which shows how many sprints implemented or not implemented by Scrum team. What is release burn down chart? A graph which shows list of releases still pending, which Scrum team have planned. What is defect burn down chart? A graph which shows how many defects identified and fixed. What is daily stand-up meeting? Daily stand-up meeting is a daily routine meeting. It brings everyone up to date on the information and helps the team to stay organized. Each team member reports to the peers the following. What did he or she do yesterday? What are the impediments faced? What he or she will do today? In general, it's not a recorded meeting. Reporting will be between peers, not to Scrum Master or Product Owner. It is normally time boxed to a maximum of 15 minutes. It is also known as 15-minute stand-up meeting. What is a sprint planning meeting? The first step of Scrum is sprint planning meeting, where the entire Scrum team attends. Here the product owner selects the product backlog items from the product backlog. Most important user stories at the top of the list and least important user stories at the bottom. Scrum development team decides and provides the effort estimation. What is a sprint review meeting? In the sprint review meeting, Scrum development team presents a demonstration of a potentially shippable product. Product owner declares which items are completed and not completed. Product owner adds the additional items to the product backlog based on the stakeholders' feedback. What is a sprint retrospective meeting? Scrum team meets again after the sprint review meeting and documents the lessons learned in the earlier sprint, such as what went well, what could be improved. It helps the Scrum team to avoid the mistakes in the next sprints. What is a task board? A task board is a dashboard which illustrates the progress that an agile team is making in achieving their sprint goals. In general, the columns used in a task board are as follows. User story, actual business requirement, to do, all the tasks of a current sprint, in progress, any task being worked on, to verify, task pending for verification, done, task which are completed. Thanks friends. If you have any queries, please comment below. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to like the video. Please subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Have a good day.